Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 5 of your cousins your cousins are critics. There
Yes, we're halfway to
we
10. We're halfway to 10 episodes.
go. Sorry for picking up there. I actually forgot for a second. It was like, what's the name of
I think whenever I look in your eyes, it just kind of throws everything off.
this? And also, this movie kind of made us kind of
Fucks with your head.
yeah. So, so
Big
yeah.
time.
So, episode 5 of Your Cousins Are Critics. So, today we are talking about the 2021 film, the British psychological horror film directed by Edgar Wright, who was the director of such films as Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Baby Driver, and the Cornetto trilogy as well.
Shout out Cornetto Trilogy.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Uh, so yeah, this is of course
If you can
Last
see in my
Night
reflection.
in Soho.
There it is.
Yes. So yeah, we just got done watching it. This was my second time watching it and his 1st. And let's see, what should we talk about
Man, I
first?
say we hit the plot, we hit the synopsis first a little bit.
Okay.
So
Yes.
Ellie is like
Ellie, played by Thomason McKenzie, is a ins- inspiring. What's the word?
a spot like okay, so you're trying to say
Yes.
she's aspiring to be a fashion designer?
Yes.
So yeah, she's going to school. She's from a small town, and she moves to fucking London, the big time.
Yes.
And her granny is like, "Boy, London's scary. It's full of a bunch of scumbags." And she's like, "I can handle it."
Yeah. Also,
And
her mom had like
yeah,
experience too.
yeah, her mom basically wanted to do the same thing that she did,
Yes.
and she went to London and couldn't handle it. It was too much for her, so she moved back, and then tragically killed herself
Yeah.
for some reason. I think the movie was like, oh, she had like schizophrenia or something.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, so she goes to London and she hits the big time. She sees all these people,
Yes.
and the first person she meets is her roommate, and her roommate sucks. Is like an
Yes.
absolute like
I
pretentious.
can't. I don't think I could say. I don't think we should say the word I was using while watching this movie, just because I don't think YouTube likes that word, and we're not
He
British.
said she's a meanie head. That's what
Yeah.
he said.
Yeah, and
And
we're not British anyway, so
true that. But
or Australian. They use that word too a lot.
I mean, people in the United States do.
Yeah, but
It's like more
it's like
serious in the United States.
yeah, it's more controversial in the United
See you
States.
next Tuesday. Is what he's talking about.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
no, she sucked, dude. She was obviously like just wanted to be the most important person in the room, so she was putting other people down
Yeah.
to be the most important
And
person in the
this
room.
and this girl who she just met right away, she treats her like shit
Yeah, and she kind of like,
and talks bad about her
yeah, she was
behind
like,
her back.
for instance, whenever they got to talking about like Ellie's mom killing herself, and then the roommate was like, "Well, my great uncle killed himself, so I kind of know how that feels." And then it's just competing to
That
be.
was probably horse shit
Well,
anyways.
yeah, I mean, even that, it's like your great uncle, bitch.
Great
Yeah, you
uncle.
don't even hang out with your great uncle. He's smelly. Um, so yeah, so she does not like her roommate and does not like the living situation. So she decides she sees this ad. I believe it was at the school. Um,
Maybe, yeah.
yeah, it was. I think it was. It was like just a place for rent. Call this number, get the address, whatever. And so she moves into this like flat in London, and it's like an old lady runs it and stuff,
Yes.
and she can't have boys there past 8 p.m.
Yep.
Like no smoking. And just basically like she doesn't want to know that you exist, basically.
Mm,
Um,
gotcha.
and it is there that she starts getting visions
In her
of a
room,
past. Yeah, yeah.
yes, of this girl by the name of Sandy,
Mm-hmm.
aka Alexandra, because that's also a name that she used, and she's played by, of course, Anya Taylor Joy,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, um, and what else?
Yeah, so like so the main girl, Ellie is like obsessed with the 60s. And so she starts having these fantasies or like these visions from the 60s
Right.
through the eyes of
Sandy.
Sandy.
Yes.
And so, and at first it's so lovely, like Sandy's like flirting with this guy who's also like a who manages like talent and stuff
Played
and
by Matt Smith, I believe is his
mhm,
name, who's one of the Doctor Who actors.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then so uh
that's all
she's
the actors I know, by the way,
she's like
by
a
name at least.
dancer and singer and so it's she's like trying to get in the industry and be like a famous person.
Hmm.
And at the start, shit's going good. For Sandy and for Ellie. Ellie like transforms herself, like starts looking like Sandy in real life, like she dyes her hair
Yeah,
and stuff, and dresses more like Sandy.
yeah,
Like Bob,
the designs, the dresses that she
yeah,
wore too.
yeah. She because since she's at design school and stuff, but she also like spends money on expensive like retro looking clothes and stuff, which isn't like her at all. Like she makes her own clothes and all that in in real life for her.
Okay.
But then shit starts to turn. The more she dreams, the more like shit gets weird. Like the um what's her name? Sandy's boyfriend in the dreams like
Oh,
kind of
yeah, I don't
becomes
remember his name.
oh
Jack.
Jack, yeah, yeah.
Jack.
Jack kind of becomes an asshole, or we see that from him. Like he
Yes.
basically just becomes a pimp,
Yes.
um, and just starts like forcing her into sex work and saying that eventually this will turn into your life of
Did,
stardom.
did
Like
you
you'll
mention about Sandy being a singer?
yeah, yeah. She was like a singer and
Okay.
dancer,
Yeah.
and so that's how they met in the first place.
Yeah.
And so um, the main character Ellie starts really caring about this Sandy person who she's never met. She's only dreamed about. But she starts seeing like things in her dream come out in her real world situations. Like she'll be walking down the
Right.
street, she'll see the club where where Sandy started working as like a burlesque dancer and stuff.
Mm.
And everything started getting more and more extreme to where um, in her dreams Sandy would be basically forced drugged into uh, having sex with all these men and getting paid for it and she would start seeing these like faceless ghoul ghost men in real life the ones that were like who in the movie were like they would ask Sandy her name she would say a fake name and they would say what a lovely name what a lovely name and so they would just she would see that in the real world, see these like ghosts in places where there are none, and so she would the main character Ellie would just start freaking out in public and doing crazy things.
Yes.
And should we just keep going? Should we keep going into the? Should we just finish the whole plot here and then start talking about it?
Sure. Yeah.
Maybe that should be our format. We're figuring this out on the fly.
At least for this one. I
Yeah,
mean, we'll figure it out for others,
yeah. So
but
through this, she keeps running into this guy who goes to her school, who's named John, who's a really nice dude and is
yeah,
obviously like
the only guy who's the only person who's nice to her.
yeah, yeah. And so he's obviously like he wants to be her boyfriend and stuff or her friend or whatever. And she keeps kind of pushing him away through accidentally because she's seeing like visions in real life of like ghost men with like warped faces being like, ugh,
Yeah.
So their relationship kind of gets complicated. Um, but every night, whenever she dreams, she starts picking up new information and stuff. And she meets this guy in the real world, this old man, who was like, "Oh, you remind me of someone." He
Yeah.
looks like Malcolm McDowell, but it's not,
it's
surprisingly.
it's the guy. He's the villain from the Get Smart
Yeah,
movie with Steve Carell. I
he
don't remember the actor's name. Let me look
he even
again.
sounds like Malcolm McDowell sometimes, which is
Did
weird.
he?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
sometimes it'd be like that's just
Terrence Stamp.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Terrence Stamp. I've seen him in other stuff,
There
but
he is. Look at him.
yeah,
He's scary.
but Get Smart, I think, is what I know him best from.
Um, she meets him, and eventually she connects the dots. She's like, "Oh, this old man is Jack."
Yeah,
It's so he and Jack is the boyfriend, the pimp.
he was in Phantom Menace as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Um, and so this becomes a new character that runs around, and then eventually she has a vision where Jack is killing
Sorry.
Sandy, and
Somebody just shared a video with me. I'll check it out later.
um, Jack ends up killing Sandy in a vision. So she freaks out and she confronts the old man Jack in real life. Um, Accidentally getting him killed, he gets hit by a taxi, and then she finds out that it wasn't Jack at all. It was a an old cop who
Yeah.
worked in the red light district, um,
I
trying
guess
to
was investigating the whole thing with Sandy and whatnot.
not just Sandy, like what I just said, like the whole red light
Jack.
district. Not really just Jack either, but like
Okay.
the whole red light district, like the where all the sex workers were. He was like an undercover
Okay.
vice
Gotcha.
guy.
Gotcha.
So she's back to square one. Like, what the fuck is going on? She's freaking out, seeing visions all the time. Uh, and she's like, I've got to freaking go back home. London's not for me. This shit is insane. It's warping my brain.
Yeah.
And then, so she tries, but in a really dumb move on her part, she could have just went home, been with her granny, and came back the next day and got all of her shit from her apartment. But she went back in there and talks to the landlady, who's kind of a strict older lady, but she's pretty nice,
Yeah.
and starts talking to her. And the old lady serves her some tea and stuff, and uh, they start talking, and eventually it all comes to a head where she figures out that that old lady is Sandy. Sandy's not dead. She actually killed all of those men who were
Right.
like forcing her to have sex with him.
Well, but here's the thing though, because Sandy, then she used the name Alexandra. So, so the thing is, Sandy is dead.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
the original persona of Sandy
yeah,
is dead, and now it's Alexandra. I don't even know if I'm saying that right
yeah,
name
yeah. You
right.
are.
Okay. And yeah, and that was the old lady,
Yeah.
and that was like she looked on the mail that she was getting, and it said her name
Oh yeah.
Alexandra. I forgot her last name, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Um. Yeah, and then so freaking Sandy slash Alexandra. Um. I guess we skipped over some parts. I'm being really rough about this, but
no, that's all right. I can't even think of any.
earlier in the movie, because like what I was about to say wouldn't make any sense, but so Alexandra puts poison in Ellie's tea. Do you remember? Remember that's why she was tripping out.
Oh
Yeah, she's like, "Don't
no,
worry, I'm not gonna stab you." And then,
at the end of the movie,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
at the climax.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, all
yeah, because she was drinking that tea and then she started like hallucinating and like
right.
couldn't
Okay,
move and shit.
what
Um,
was a wasn't poison though, was it?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that's why. Because like, remember she was like,
I remember her giving her tea, but
yeah, that's why she couldn't like fight back. Like it was an old lady versus a young person. Like she was like rolling around, like couldn't move and shit.
okay.
Yeah, she was getting like paralyzed and stuff.
Oh, hmm.
But the
I
reason,
didn't catch that
yeah,
honestly.
the reason why she poisoned her was because Ellie, the main character, was
She
snooping
knew too
around.
much.
Yeah, she was snooping around with the police and stuff, and was like, "Hey, I know someone died in the '60s and stuff." And then uh, the police came to the apartment and talked to uh, Alexandria, who murdered
Yeah,
all those guys, um, who like forced her to have sex with them. So whatever.
right.
But yeah, so then she was like, "I'm not gonna go to prison." So she freaking poisons Ellie. John comes in, the kind of boyfriend kind of guy, and then stabs him in the fucking stomach. And all the while, like a cigarette fell into some records, and the house started going up on fire and stuff. And then, you know, they go upstairs. Ellie gets chased upstairs, and all the ghosts are there, and it's freaking both of them out because
Did
Alexandria can see the ghosts
Did you
too.
say who the ghosts were?
Yeah, it's all the guys that like raped Alexandria basically.
Yeah.
Um, and Jack,
Sorry, you
the
two,
boyfriend.
for using that word.
Sorry. Uh,
That's fine.
uh, and then
Uh,
uh, Alexandria tries to kill herself because she doesn't want to go to jail with a knife, and then Ellie stops her, and then Alexandria tells Ellie to leave, and then so she does. And then so Alexandria just dies in the fire.
yes.
And then the last scene, John and Ellie both survive, and then Ellie has a fashion show. And it
Yeah,
goes great.
grandma's there.
It goes great. And then she sees her mom in the reflection, and then she looks back and it's fucking Sandy, not her mom. And then it ends.
Oh, yeah.
And it
Okay.
ends.
Yeah, there we go.
But yeah, that was probably the worst summary of a synopsis ever.
You did fine.
I had fun.
Yeah.
I think I just got tired talking about this movie already. But
So, yeah, that's
that's the movie.
that's it.
That's the
That's the
movie.
movie.
Video over. Click.
No.
No, but so what?
So,
So what do you think?
well, what's your? I want to hear yours first.
Uh,
What's your
this
opinion on
movie
this
was
movie?
made in 2021. Is that what you said?
Came out in
Came in
2021. Yes.
It reminds me of a couple movies that came out, ghost movies that came out in like the 2000s. I forget what they're called. It's like the
The
others.
others, yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking.
it's something else. I don't like those type of movies, and I don't like ghost movies very much because I don't really believe in ghosts.
Oh, you
So
don't.
yeah, so it's not something that is interesting to me. Um,
Okay.
I do like kind of the magic aspect of this movie. Like I think movies kind of miss that. Um,
Yeah.
and a lot of and I
Yeah,
think
the visuals are really
they're
awesome.
fun, but even just the idea I think is magic. Like the idea of like, oh, you're living in this room and then you start seeing visions from the past. I think that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Um, but honestly, I think the movie was pretty bad. I'll be honest. Like I don't
Wow.
I think the ghosts weren't scary. Like after I saw them once, I think they were really like not scary. Um, the character of John, who I really like the actor, and like he seems like a nice person. He was probably the worst written character in this whole movie because he just like, bro, Ellie was losing her mind, like being kind of insane, and almost got him in trouble multiple times. Ellie thought she was gonna stab a ghost with a freaking pair of scissors, and it turned out to be one of her classmates. And luckily, John was there to catch her fucking hand and stop her from killing one of her classmates.
Yeah.
And he's still like, "Oh no, I can help you with
Which, by the way,
whatever."
was the mean girl.
Yeah, yeah. And John, through the whole movie, is just like, "Oh, what's wrong? How can I help you?" All this stuff. Like normal people don't.
Yeah. Yeah. You
That
got a point
like
there.
he's a nice guy, and there
Yes.
are nice people in the real life. But also like, if you're being nice to this person who is acting erratic and being like almost murdering people, then you're just as insane as that person is.
Okay.
I was
I
telling James
got you.
while we were watching this, I'm like, boy, is he really just like simping that bad? Like, I get you have a crush on this girl, but she's acting like reckless and scary. Like, read the room. Like,
Okay.
I was like, he's no different than those dudes, those fucking bastards who were like buying um Sandy because he just obviously just wants something from her. Like it just didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I think his character was awful, like
I
awfully
got
written.
you. I
I
got
again though I like the
you.
actor, and I think if in real life he seems like he could be like a friend of mine. But
Yeah.
I think he's awful as a character. I think they could have wrote him better, but for some reason they didn't. I just don't. I think the visuals in this movie were kind of underwhelming.
Really?
Yeah,
I like the visuals.
I think well, okay, because it was like this like teenager who's going to college is like all about the 1960s. Then I feel like you could have made the movie a bit feel more like that. Like it didn't feel like the 1960s. They were just wearing like 60s-ish clothes and music was playing and they had like the little kind of Pink Floyd thing where there's like imagine me, but I have like five heads and they're all like spinning around and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Like I think it was pretty underwhelming in that regard.
Huh.
Um
Okay.
like I think this movie could have been a lot cooler if it didn't want to be like a mainstream horror movie as much. Like, because it's just like a mainstream ghost thriller movie,
Oh
and
yeah.
those are one of my least favorite kinds of movies on the planet.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it didn't work for me. Other the story's a cool idea, and there were cool possibilities with this movie. Even making the fashion school more visually interesting would have been fun, but there was no interest in making this like if they would have made it like because in my head I'm thinking more like 1970s Suspiria stuff like this, or even like you could make London seem more like Seven or something like more grungy. I don't know. I feel like they didn't really. There's nothing that I'm gonna remember about this movie. I think so. That's my opinion on it. I think the ending sucks. I think and is unbelievable. Like I think this movie's kind of rough. I'll be honest.
Yeah. You want my opinion
I
now?
do want your
Okay.
opinion. I do want.
Okay. Well, so when I first saw this movie, I thought I loved it. I thought it
Mm-hmm.
was absolutely amazing. I was definitely shocked by that twist. I did not see that coming at all,
Mm-hmm.
and and I still think it's a pretty good twist. I will say, but all right. So I'll go ahead and say this: I do like this movie better than you,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't hate this movie. I don't even think it's a bad movie per se, but it is a little messy.
Yeah.
After rewatching it, it was a little bit messy. Um, like especially toward the second half. Like first half, it was
Yeah.
pretty
I
good,
think so
but
too.
like yeah, and I will say that ending. Now, however, yeah, I do agree with you on the ending. Like it was kind of but however, if you maybe could what's the word?
Interpret.
Interpret that ending kind of like how a lot of people could
Interpret.
interpret
Mm-hmm.
the taxi driver ending, then maybe it could be better. Maybe that ending is better. Maybe that ending isn't as bad. Like,
Mm-hmm.
say, because if you didn't watch our taxi driver review, I mean, go watch that. But that was our
Please.
first episode.
Please.
We talked about how Travis, after saving Iris from the pimps, and he was in a coma, and
Mm-hmm.
then after that, and we were like saying, after he was in a coma and stuff, he was like being praised for being a hero,
Yeah. Yeah.
and and yeah, but we also brought up that there are theories that say that that's just all in his head, and he's
Yeah.
still like in a coma and whatnot.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe Ellie still, maybe that final scene could be just in her head, like
Could be.
maybe after the fire and stuff, maybe she went in a coma or something, and that could be, in her head. It could be a dream.
Maybe. I
Yeah,
think I think this movie just didn't. If that was the case, it didn't warm you up for that.
right. And maybe John died.
Yeah. Maybe. I just yeah.
that's how I saw it when I saw the dream. I'm like, okay, after watching Taxi Driver, that could be it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I honestly, I hope that's it. I mean, of course, it's not clear. Just like the Taxi Driver ending isn't clear whether or not that's real
Yeah.
or not. But I guess this is up to our interpretation. Just and yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna go with. So the ending is all right, in my opinion, if you picture it that way.
Yeah.
Like, so honestly, I don't really have too many problems with the ending. I think it's fine because of that.
Well, it's just like it's the most cliche horror movie ending of all time. That like,
Yeah.
oh shit's great, shit's really cool. She's doing this great fashion show. Her teacher's like, you're a star. And then she looks in the mirror and sees her mom, who died when she was really young, which is really sad.
Mm.
And her mom's proud of her. And her granny's like, I know your mom's proud of you. John's like, you did really good.
Yeah.
And then she looks back at the
Yeah.
mirror and it's fucking Sandy who's been haunting her this whole movie. And it's like, which is supposed to be like the in other horror movies, it's like that's the big sting. That's like, ooh, you're scared once you stop watching the movie. But in this, it was like so underwhelming that it was like, I'm not scared of Sandy, dude. I'm not scared of Sandy or like really anyone in this movie. Like, I didn't. I feel like it should have just ended with her mom or something. Because it's like you're not leaving me with like any feelings. You
Oh,
know what I mean? Because I'm like,
gotcha.
dude, I'm not scared of Sandy, and I'm not scared of any of the ghosts either. Like, it's just, yeah, I think it was just kind of like I wonder what was going through like Edgar Wright's head and all the maker's head through this because I feel like it is so like you said, just such a messy movie. Like I'm like,
Yeah,
what did you want to make here? Were you trying to make like a ghost thriller or were you trying to make like an homage to the 60s? Like what is this? Because it
maybe
was like
both.
it was, but it was both sides of that coin. It was not good enough on either side to be its own thing. Like I just feel
Yeah,
like it was just like not I didn't feel like it was there, man. I felt like this was like maybe like a first draft or something. I don't know.
oh,
I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
It seems like an idea that like you and me or like some people would have just like smoking weed, drinking and being like, "Oh man, let's make up a movie right now." And then they make up the movie and this is that movie. Like it doesn't feel like it was it feels like it's
Kevin Smith wrote this movie, not Edgar
yeah, it feels like it's just an idea. It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like it was a movie. It just feels like it's an idea, you know. Yeah,
Yeah,
rough draft
I
idea.
gotcha. Yeah, it wasn't as good as the first time. I will say that it wasn't as good. Um, but like because if you've seen my Edgar Wright ranking, I put this at number two after Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Really?
But now
Why?
I think I would put this at number three. Yes, even over the Cornetto trilogy because I still like this movie,
I'm getting hit
and
by a truck right
I'm
now.
not a huge Cornetto fan to be honest. I mean, I think they're all good. I think they're all funny films,
As far as he goes, yeah, I'll put him.
but
Wait, so didn't he
but
do Baby Driver?
yes, he did Baby Driver. I like Baby Driver better than this now.
Okay.
I did like this better than Baby Driver, but now I like Baby Driver better.
I feel like I just don't know. I don't know how I feel about Edgar Wright, man. I
Oh
really don't
yeah.
know. I don't think he's my guy at all.
I think he's great. I think he's a great filmmaker. I wish he would do more films because he's only got seven, not
That's a
six.
lot.
He's got seven
More
because
than
he
me.
did do a movie in the 90s called A Fistful of Fingers, which was a spoof on westerns, and it's
Mm,
pretty
mm.
bad,
Oh, okay.
honestly. It's pretty
Okay.
bad. I mean, I think I gave it a six just because I appreciate it, because it was, it was kind of charming. It was a very cringy movie, but
Yeah.
it was charming at least. It was fine. But yeah, Cornetto trilogy. I just find it a tad bit overrated. Like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I think Hot Fuzz is my favorite out of the three, and I think that's very good. But like even that, I don't like. I remember when I was doing my ranking for Edgar Wright, I didn't even rewatch that movie because it was still like kind of fresh in my mind anyways because I was watching these reaction videos to that
Hmm.
film, so it was already fresh in my mind. But I was kind of thinking, yeah, I don't really need to rewatch this. I did the same with Fantastic Mr. Fox when I did
Oh
my
yeah.
Wes Anderson film, and I think that movie's overrated. To be honest,
Hmm.
yes, you heard me.
I haven't watched it in a long time.
Good movie, yes, good movie, but yeah, um, but yeah, I kind of feel the same about Hot Fuzz, but the Cornetto trilogy in general, kind of. Well,
I
the
agree. I
World's
agree.
End, the World's End is like a lot of people don't. A lot of people say that might be the most underrated one, and like people don't talk about that one too
I do like
much.
that one. That one I would probably watch more than any of the other ones.
Yeah,
To be honest,
that one's actually my least favorite out of
I
the
get it.
three because I
They're
don't
all
know.
old.
It was weird. It was like a little kind of confusing, a little too confusing for me.
I think Edgar Wright kind of blows. I'll be honest. The more I'm
Wow.
thinking about it, the more I'm like, yeah, I don't. there's really
Wow.
nothing. I like Nick Frost and
Simon Pegg.
yeah, but I think he blows, dude.
Wow. Edgar
I
Wright
I
fans
put on my
hate Cade
I
now.
put on my glasses. Well,
Holy
it's
shit,
just like
man. No, I don't think he sucks. I think he's really good at what he does. Like, why do you think he's not good or
his movies are
blows?
boring looking. They're boring looking.
Boring looking?
Yeah, and they're not like there's no he's like a they're lukewarm in every regard. Like he's not that funny. Um, this wasn't scary at all.
Yeah, no.
It wasn't suspenseful. I was just by the time I was like, come on, like this movie's like going on too long. Like I want it to be over. Baby Driver couldn't care less about. The only
What about Scott Pilgrim?
that one's good.
Oh,
That one's fine. But even that, it's like there's something in it that's like, dude, like you can cut this movie in half. Like it's
yeah,
too
I
much.
kind of get what you mean, but I love that movie too much. It's in my top 30 favorite
It's a
movies.
good movie,
I
but
kind of just don't give a shit.
if
And that's honestly his funniest movie
yeah,
too.
I agree.
That is hilarious.
If Edgar Wright never made a movie, I think everything would be fine. That's how I feel about it. He seems like a nice guy. He seems
Oh,
like a dude who
he's
I
an
like.
awesome dude,
But
man. The thing is, he's a film nerd. I don't know if you knew that.
I think that's why I don't care about him.
He's a film nerd, and that's why he
That's
does
why
what he
see
does.
okay, I think that's why I don't like Quentin Tarantino either.
Yeah,
Because like,
he's a film nerd
oh
as well.
y'all stop being nerdy.
Well,
I
I
don't
guess
know.
I shouldn't direct movies then.
I would
Fuck
pro-
me.
I would like your I would like your movies, I think. But those guys, it's just like if you're basing your whole career on being a film nerd,
Kevin Smith too.
yeah. If you're just a film nerd and I don't happen to like the films that you like, then it probably won't work out. You know what I mean? Like I just don't. I don't have the same influences as those guys, so I think it's kind of not my speed.
Yeah.
But yeah, F F Quentin Tarantino, F Edgar Wright, get lost.
God damn, dude. I wasn't expecting that. I was not. I had a feeling you weren't going to like this. Well, at least
That's funny.
by
That's
the end of
funny.
it. By the end of it, I had a feeling you didn't care for it, but I wasn't expecting this.
It's oh well, okay.
Damn.
It's not my thing. People like
Yeah.
it. That's fine. I don't care. You know, people like what they like.
Yeah.
It's just not my
Yeah.
kind of movie.
Well, I'll talk about the stuff I did like about this movie.
Let me. I just say one more thing.
Go ahead.
I like dumb movies. James knows this about me. I like movies that nobody likes because they're just gross or dumb. So don't listen to my opinions. Okay, go ahead.
So let's see. I mean, I think I think Edgar Wright did a good job directing the film. Um, Not the best script, but he did. I think directing wise, like I thought the cinematography was really good, and editing as well wasn't that bad. Um, but like um, the performances, I think, were also a big standout as well. Especially I loved Thomason McKenzie. I thought she was great as Ellie.
Hmm. Yeah, they should do a good job.
Okay.
Well, it's like
I was gonna
maybe
say if you're gonna trash her, get the fuck out of
maybe
here.
in another context I would have liked the character better. I don't know. I just think it's like
Yeah. I
eh.
thought the character was pretty good too. I thought the character was very well written, but I think it was her performance I really liked the most. And um, let's see. I mean, given the context about Sandy, about her being the old lady, I think she's a very interesting character. But like, Anya Taylor Joy is a very good actress. I've only seen 3 films with her.
Oh yeah,
This, The Witch, which she was absolutely amazing in that
very
movie,
good movie.
and also The Northman as well. Um,
Never watched that one.
yeah, that's the Robert Eggers new film, The Witch,
Shout out Robert
and
Eggers.
The Lighthouse as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, and he's doing a Nosferatu movie too, coming soon.
That sounds very good.
Yeah, it was going to be Anya Taylor Joy in it, but then like she wasn't going to be in it for some. She's not going to be in it anymore. I don't know something. It might be the new Mad Max movie she's going to be in.
She's like, I'm getting. She's
Yeah,
choosing to get away.
yeah. But instead it's
Good
going
for
to
her.
be Lily Rose Depp.
Oh, oh yeah. Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
fair enough.
yeah. That's going to be her instead. Johnny Depp's daughter from, of course, the famous Yoga Hosers, directed by Kevin Smith.
Okay. Well, okay. I think that'll be really cool because I feel like
Yeah.
Johnny Depp, uh, and his daughter both would look good in a vampire movie.
I don't know if Johnny Depp's going to be in
Well, I don't think well,
it.
I guess I said that weird. He looks good in vampire roles and movies and stuff like that, gothic movies. So I
Oh
think
yeah,
she,
he did.
I think she would look
Fucking
cool.
Dark Shadows. He did Dark
Oh yeah,
Shadows as a vampire.
I think, I
That
think,
movie sucked.
I think she would look cool in a gothic movie. I think her face would just look good in that
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I don't know anything about her acting really, but
I just know her from Tusk and Yoga
I've seen her in
Hosers.
Tusk. She was dope in Tusk.
Yeah, her and Harley Quinn Smith. They were
Yeah,
both really cool.
also fucking Johnny Depp's one of my favorite roles
Really?
of his. Yeah, in Tusk.
Eh,
I found it really
I
funny.
actually liked the because he played the same character in Yoga Hosers, and he was actually I thought he was a little bit better in
Oh
that. To be
really?
honest, I don't know. He was. It kind of seemed like he was trying too hard to be funny in that movie.
I think that's why I like Tusk is because everything about it was trying way too hard.
Oh no, for real. That's why I love that movie.
It's one of my favorites for that
him
reason
on
alone.
yeah, him on the other hand, it's just the horror stuff that is hilarious to me. The walrus stuff.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah, but back to it. Anya Taylor Joy, she was good, just not. I just thought Thomas and Mackenzie stole it from her, and she was much better in The Witch, anyways. I still need to watch more of her films. I need to watch The Menu that came out not that long ago.
Oh yeah,
That I think is
on
a
HBO.
horror movie as well. And I forget what else she's in, but no, great actress. Also gorgeous. I just want to say that. But
If
yeah,
she's listening,
yeah, exactly. And,
if she's listening,
yeah, and I need to see more of Thomas and Mackenzie because
I don't even know who the hell. I mean, I know who it is now, but I don't
yes,
know who the hell it
yeah,
is.
you didn't know who she was before.
Nah,
Um,
I only know.
there was another movie before. There was another movie that she was in that actually someone recommended to me, like either on Instagram or something, because I said something about her in this movie, and oh, you should watch this movie. I forgot what it was,
Hmm.
but yeah. No, I like the cast. Matt Smith was okay. Honestly, you said you liked the guy who played John. I thought he was kind of one of the weakest actors, to be honest. But
Oh well, I just like him as a person. Like
okay,
I think me and him would be like just his smile is so friendly. Like
okay,
I feel like me and him would get along in real life.
okay,
But yeah, no,
yeah,
I mean it's just like yeah, I think
yeah. You were
he
yeah,
didn't have a lot to work with as a character. It's just the script might as well have just been, hey, be nice for no reason, and then that's what he was. Like
wow,
honestly,
yeah, yeah. You are a little right on that about his character. He wasn't really that. I mean, at first he was all right. He was just
yeah.
like a really nice dude and stuff, and
The first half of the movie, I was
yeah,
like, oh, okay, this dude's great. Like, hang out with
yeah,
this dude. He's a normal guy.
yeah.
Like,
But yeah, yeah, like you said, she almost killed
she
somebody.
almost killed someone, and he's still like, how can I help you? It's like, dumb bitch, you need to be calling the cops on this girl who almost
He,
killed another
he's
girl.
obsessed with her. I
Yeah,
think that's what
yeah,
it
it
is.
came out really weird. Like, I'm like, bro, you're just as weird as the dudes who hired the sex workers. Like, that's weird.
Damn.
It was weird.
I didn't even think about that first time
I was
watching.
like,
I was too distracted. I was like, oh, this is a great film.
from the moment whenever
But you're smarter than me anyway, so.
big brain noggin, from the moment whenever I don't think so, but in the moment
Oh, you definitely are.
when he when they were about to have sex because they were like at her place.
Ellie and John.
Yeah, and she started. I guess she has a mirror on above her bed, which is crazy.
She actually didn't. That like it showed later. It wasn't even
Oh,
there.
that was like maybe something in the '60s that they had.
Right.
So she looked up and she saw like the whole
I'm bumping my head on this.
Sandy being murdered and all that. And then so
Yeah,
she freaked out, and John's like, "What the heck? Like, is everything okay? Did I do something wrong?"
yeah,
And then he's like trying to leave real fast because the landlady's like, "I'm gonna call the cops." And he breaks the glass and stuff accidentally, like he falls into the mirror. And it's like, bro, yeah, this is an open shut deal. Like that's the last time. Like I was like telling James, like that would be the last time I ever saw that girl, because that's scary, bro.
mhm,
Like what the hell?
yeah,
I'm sorry, but like it doesn't make any sense to just keep on pressing this girl, being like, "Did I do something wrong? Are you okay?" Blah blah blah. Like just leave it. It's weird.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's my. I think this movie would have been better as a 30-minute Twilight Zone episode. I feel like they could have condensed it. And
Okay.
as a matter of fact, I'm sure there already is a Twilight Zone episode that has like this same plot.
Really?
Probably. Oh yeah. I feel like there's probably 2 or 3 episodes like this where it's
Yeah.
like, I'm seeing the past, man, and it's coming back in the future.
Right.
But and I love the Twilight Zone. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you.
oh, you didn't? No, I'm
I
happy.
mean, I guess it's good that we finally have a movie that you didn't like that I showed you.
Yeah,
So,
I'm cool because I'm like, dang, it really made me like think about it.
yeah.
Because I never think like, oh, this character is written so poorly. Like I rarely think that much about a movie.
Right.
But I kind of since we're doing this podcast, I kind of have to. And I was like, oh yeah, John's character blows.
Yeah, I appreciate you being honest though, because I mean, hell, I'm always honest in my
I
reviews. So,
wouldn't fucking lie
I
about
mean,
it.
watch my Ghostbusters review for Christ's sake.
Ghostbusters is overrated.
Yeah, it is. Yes, I'm not calling them.
Yeah, man. I mean, I
And
would.
you don't even believe in ghosts like you said.
Nope.
I actually do believe in ghosts.
I don't believe in ghosts or Satan.
I I don't believe in
Bitch
Satan,
don't exist.
but I do believe in ghosts and I believe in aliens as well.
I believe in aliens. For
Yeah.
well, okay, I believe in like sure maybe there's like a spirit, but it can't manifest itself like it does in movies where like it's a fully formed like scary thing. Like
Right.
sure, there what if someone died in this room? I don't know what's stopping there from being
Yeah.
like an energy force that still is in here from them. I don't know.
Okay. I hate to do this, but I need to go to the bathroom, so I think I'm gonna pause
Okay.
it. Sorry, but I really need to go.
Man, pee in my mouth.
Oh God! All right, be back in just a second, guys.
Ego. How'd your pee go?
Oh, it was fine.
Good.
Yeah, sorry about that. I keep drinking this water. As you
Good.
can tell,
Hydrate.
my voice might sound a little different. I don't know what's wrong with me. I might have a cold or something. I
You
don't know.
sound pretty normal.
Really?
Yeah, maybe just a little bit. Like I can tell you're kind of quieter, or like maybe it takes a little bit more energy to talk and stuff.
Well, I keep like coughing and stuff. It feels
Um,
like there's something in my throat.
if it's strep throat, I'm gonna kill you. Just saying.
No. But yeah, so I guess we said pretty much all we could say about this movie.
I can only shit on this movie for so long.
Man, I don't hate this movie. I'm just
I wouldn't say I hate it. I think that's probably why. Yeah, if it was something I hated,
then this will probably even be longer than our normal stuff.
probably I don't know.
Wait for our Carrie review. Because
Oh
I'm
God.
gonna shit on that movie. Hopefully, at least. Of course, we gotta watch it.
Yeah.
I still want to do that one
We
sometime.
will. We will.
Awesome. I still want to do that one. But anyways, so yeah, I guess that's pretty much all we could say. He didn't like the movie. I am kind of in between at the moment.
It's a toss up.
I'm gonna give it a positive rating
Okay, go
though.
ahead.
No, you go ahead.
5 out of 10.
Okay, that's not too
Okay, 4 out of 10.
bad. 4 or 5.
No, I give it a 5.
Okay.
Just like, well, it's a movie that I will guarantee you I never watch ever again.
I will.
Um,
At least one more time.
yeah,
And we'll
just
see.
like it's if you're interested, I just feel like this movie's like so forgettable. So that's why
Yeah, I
I'm giving
guess
it that
that's why
rating.
people didn't really care for this movie that much when it came out. I thought it was just because it's like, oh, this movie's so different from Edgar Wright. It's not funny like his other films,
Hmm.
and I'm just like, well, it's better than all the others except for Scott Pilgrim, blah blah blah. So
Yeah.
fuck you. But now I'm kind of like, it's his third best.
Yeah.
Baby Driver's better than this. So
Yeah, it is. I agree.
all right.
I agree on that.
So is this your least favorite Edgar Wright film? I guess you like the Cornell trilogy better. All
Scott Pilgrim better. Yeah, yeah.
right.
This is better.
Okay.
Yeah. This should be buried.
Well then, maybe we should do a fistful of fingers then. I'm just kidding. We
I
won't
don't wanna.
do
I'm,
that.
I'm done with Edgar
That's
Wright. Done with him.
that. No, that talk about a movie that's different from his. That one's actually pretty different. That one, you might you might just think it's funny just because it's so ridiculous
Okay, well
and
then,
crazy. But no, we won't do it just because no one will watch it anyways. Our review on that one.
tell me
They'll be like, "What the hell is a
they won't.
fistful of
They won't
fingers?"
watch a fistful of fingers. Y'all gotta get some culture. But
That,
yep.
that's like one of the hardest movies to find too, because
Oh,
it
really?
never really got publicly, or not public, like it never got a physical release. Maybe like a VHS, like in like the UK, but that's about it. But
You pay more like dumb.
no,
Sorry.
okay, so 5 out of 10. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I gave it a 9 before, but right now I was trying to decide whether or not it should be 8 or 7, but I was like, I kind of want to do 8.
Man,
Um,
you're generous.
I, I, I don't know. I still had fun with this movie. I still liked it. It just didn't hit me as hard as it did before. But I
Yeah.
kind of had a feeling it was going to do that. I had a feeling that wasn't going to hit me the same way. Probably because like for example, Fight Club. Like whenever you rewatch that movie, it doesn't hit you as hard as it does the first time. Um,
Yeah.
so because that twist, like I said, really it really caught me off guard the first time of this movie, Last Night in Soho.
Hmm.
Uh, it really caught me off guard, and I still think it's a pretty good twist. Just I
I
don't know. It just, of course, I knew that it was coming, and it just and then this time around, I noticed the flaws in this movie.
yeah.
So yeah,
I think the. I guess I didn't talk about that. I
the
think.
twist.
Yeah. I
No,
think.
we did mention the twist
I guess I didn't voice my opinion on it. I think the twist.
with Poodoo.
I think it was. I think it was like, why did they even? Why did they even tack that on?
Wow.
Like,
No,
okay,
I think
you
it's
have a
good.
scene where she's clearly getting stabbed in like a dreamlike state. Okay, so now we think that Jack murdered her, and then it turns out no, she was the one actually stabbing him. Like, what? Then
I might need to watch that scene again.
why even have that dream thing happen then?
I I might need to watch that again. I can't even remember if maybe actually what I was thinking whenever I was watching it, at least of what I unless they I don't know. Do you remember any like shots of like closer shots of like him stabbing her? Because what I saw was just like through the mirror,
I feel like I
and it was
saw
like and you just saw like the back of him.
my memory could be bad, but I do remember her getting like stabbed like right here. I don't know if that's from a different part of the
Oh,
movie or what,
okay.
but I don't know. It just felt
Yeah.
like I don't know. It just felt weird, like
Well, I'm gonna rewatch this tomorrow. Then I'm just kidding. But
that's torture.
just for that, no, maybe for you.
It would be. I'd be like, ah,
You'll be like Alex in Clockwork Orange. Stop it, please! I beg you.
I would. Yeah,
Stop it.
yeah.
God
I'd be like,
damn.
ah, get out of here.
Oh god. Hey, at least this movie wasn't as bad as Clerks 2.
That's true.
Damn.
Clerks 2 gets like a 1. Gets a 1. Yeah, Clerks 2 is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Ever. Ever.
I would say at least if I was in your position, I would at least give it a 2 if I didn't like it because there was that you said you liked that one black dude that was in the movie that made you laugh.
Yeah,
So
but that's one aspect
well,
of
here's
it.
the thing though. I give 1 out of 10 if there's nothing I like about the movie. if there's something I like about it, if there's one thing I like about it, I'll give it a two. And if there's like a little bit more than one thing, I'll give it a three. That's how I rate stuff.
The movie was so bad that I mean, like, they could have been like my favorite. Like Miles Davis could have walked through the door and had a cameo, and it would still be a one.
Damn.
Like, you know what I mean? Because
I, gue-
it was so
I
bad.
mean, I guess you rate your how you would do it.
My
But, wow.
way.
But yeah, okay. So well, at least you didn't give this
Oh
movie
no,
a
it's
one.
not as bad as Clerks 2 for me. I was
Kevin
tempted.
Smith fans hate this guy.
I like a handful of his movies. Relax.
Clerks and Tusk. That's it.
Yeah. The rest are
You haven't even. I think is Clerks 2 the only other one you've seen?
yes.
Okay then. All right, let's watch Mallrats next.
We're watching too many of your movies. I've gotta throw in some of mine.
Yes, in fact, we'll reveal the next movie after this. But
And then you'll get a taste for the kind of nerd loser I am
yes, but
in comparison to his nerd loser vibes.
okay, so all right, so there we go. Well, let's just go ahead and end this. 5-8.
That's
That's
right. 5, 8.
my mine might change later on. It might get lower, but we'll see.
James. That's my height. That's how tall I am.
5'8"?
5'8".
Really? I thought you were 5'4".
When I'm not wearing boots, I am 5'4", but I got 4-inch platform.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. So there we go. There's our review. Um, Tell me in the comments how much you hate this guy now. But so the next movie, actually, I'll have you choose at the moment between these two films, between
Bum bum bum.
True Stories and Don't Look Now. So which one do you
Don't
want
look now.
Okay. I got him this movie for his birth or Christmas.
Yeah.
And we've been
I watched it
and
once
yeah.
like 2 years ago, and
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna say too much right now, but we'll try. James might hate this movie.
Okay.
So,
I'm actually looking forward to it now.
because this is what I'm saying, like this type of movie, I'm so curious to hear your thoughts on it because I was so confused watching it the first time.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see. It'll be really fun
All
though.
right,
I'm
and then
excited.
after that we'll do True Stories.
This is
And,
just a good movie.
yeah.
So
Do you want to do Cruising too, or no?
we might wait for that one. I feel like
Okay.
that's a movie about Al
We also have
Pacino.
Cruising.
Al Pacino going undercover in the gay leather bar scene because there's a murderer. It's really weird. It's like, or it's just like I watched half of it and I was like, this is so strange. I feel like I have to watch this with someone else because it was like just kind of a surreal
All right,
experience.
so maybe we'll go back to my movies after True Stories. Maybe
for a while, yeah.
maybe Raising Arizona.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I think you'll like that one
I
at least.
guarantee you, I will.
Yeah.
Guarantee it.
All right, so there we go. All right, so this was episode 5 of Your Cousins Are Critics.
And I gave it a 5.
Last night in Soho. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Hope you don't hate him anymore. I hope you don't hate him.
You'll love me again someday.
So yeah, all right. So please like, subscribe, comment, and hit the bell. And hopefully, let's see. Hopefully this will be after my live stream that I'm planning on doing. I think I want to do it on Wednesday. So if that's the case, then look out for my next video, which will be my review for Phoebe Bridgers' Punisher, the album Punisher by Phoebe Bridgers. That'll be the next one for the next week. But yeah. Sorry. So yeah, please like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell. I think I already said that. Whatever.
Twofer.
Yeah, and we'll see you later.
Adios.
Peace.
That's a nice name.